Wait, what? Are you serious? That is the true nature of the transistor. Oh, sorry, did you miss that? Sorry, were you in the other room for a second there? Ah. Thanks, Royce.
This is something.
Oh. Is it now? Oh. You know how I feel about this.
More. All four of you.
We didn't have time to get Luna down. I was a little concerned by the plethora of haircuts right next to us. And that's not a good thing. I get all this. I really wanted to. Did we get the last one? Maybe we did with the explosions from the other haircuts? I mean, either way, we gotta get out of here. 10 can technically backstab you for a little bit more damage. Okay, nope, I don't think we can afford to do right now. I don't think we can afford to do that right now. I think we might need to do this the old-fashioned way. And at least get rid of one of these guys so we have fewer haircuts, so we have... Oh, there's another man down there! So we have a little more time to work with here. I kind of liked it when this man was just hanging out down here by himself and not messing with us. That was helpful when that was the case. What's your deal? You're also cloaked, so we can't really do anything to you. You're cloaked over there. That man is also cloaked. So this is what I mean. We can get rid of one of you, and that is all we can do.
Still up.
Okay, 3 still up. 3 haircuts, 2 of which are right next to us, so I think we probably are gonna wanna do that to get rid of, hopefully, all of them. Then we need to get some of these guys to uncloak so we can actually do something to them. As things currently stand, none of them are decloaked. We're just gonna get out of there, and then we're gonna see if we can get Luna. Did we? We did. Okay. So that's very helpful, because that at least means we can more easily bait them out. I think we're probably going for this isolated one next. I think that's gonna be the easiest one to single out. So if we take Luna down here. I know this is not going to actually deal damage as things currently stand, but can, between Luna and us, can we get this guy to uncloak? Maybe we deliberately don't use any other abilities for red so we can get our turn back fairly quickly. Like, oh, wait, look at how brief the window is. This is what I mean. Quite literally decloaked for half a second, and we did not have our turn available to us. What are we supposed to do? There is little to nothing we can do in that situation. Fortunately, this man is decloaked, so we will shift gears, I suppose, and go for him instead. We might need to accept that we could lose Luna here, though. Not sure why it is making it seem like we're trying to attack the proxy. As much as we might dislike Royce, it's not really what we're trying to go for here. I'd much rather you tell me how much HP the man has, rather than the proxy and haircut. But I think we'll take red. Oh, get through here? No, we can't. There. And there. And there is a haircut if we keep on going this way for the backstab, so I think we settle. In fact, we might even get a different angle on this, or not. I know you think I'm going after the proxy, but I promise you I'm not. Man is dead. Unfortunately, with just 2 of them left, one of which is decloaked, we do have much better ability to deal with them here. And let's just make sure that we get rid of them entirely. Okay. Still this guy down here. He is uncloaked. That's good. Luna is unfortunately on the other side of the arena, though, so it's going to take a little bit of time. Get here. Only fit in 2 barks this time. But I think we saw in the past that should still be sufficient.
Easy.
Oh, Luna, you missed on one of them. But we got him. Okay. So that's 4 men in 1 encounter, which I think is the most we've ever had thus far, besides maybe one of those tests.
Okay, you're almost here. Almost here. You ready?
Which may mean that that was...
I'm beginning to get a little nervous. So come on now. Come on.
That may have technically been the most difficult encounter that we've done thus far. Okay. I'm not really sure there's too much to do for us here, other than that we have an update for Get on Bailey. Miss Galan's propensity to look at and find truth in historic fact patterns made her excel at evaluating possible decisions about the future. She was well regarded for her objectivity and fairness. Anytime a new civic initiative was proposed, Miss Galand would cite recent historical data and put the initiative into context, and ultimately let those involved move forward with confidence. She became one of the administration's top consultants, so, in spite of her demeanor, she was not surprised when she received an invitation to a private banquet in honor of individuals who gave the most to Cloudbank. Sounds like the kind of situation that the Camerata would use to, attract the type of individuals they are looking for. Anything else we have additional information on? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, we're just going that way, but what about this way? Struct. Not allocated.
Everything around us, washing away. Must be the place. Hi, Royce. If you can hear me.
Welcome. Well, come in, come on. Inside my studio. I'm quite unarmed, as you can see. And it's safe in here, relatively. Safe.
Yeah, at least for now. Here's the thing. Now, if the transistor doesn't go back in its cradle, then why, you and I both, well, we just won't be anything anymore in a little while. You, me, and the rest of this town. So, please, don't let my work go to waste. I'm being reasonable.
Hold on here.
Full disclosure here, which is, I am positively certain 100% that this will work, which is transistor plus cradle equals no more process. No funny business, okay? We'll just take it one thing at a time, one topic at a time.
Sounds too good to be true.
If this was all just some kind of ruse on my part, I mean, how base? Why would I lead you all this way? I'll level with you. Yes, I would like it back. I'd very much, if you must know, but you know what? At this point, I would settle for not being wiped out of existence. I would happily settle for that. Okay, so now I'll wait. If you want me to wait, I'll wait. But the process, as you can see, patience isn't one of its virtues. Always busy. Busy. whenever you're ready, which I hope is going to be soon, but I will say no more.
Does he? I mean, that is him. You can see him sort of doing that maniacal supervillain thing where he just slowly puts his fingers together like, oh yes, my plan, it's all coming into place here. It sounds too good to be true. Just put the transistor in this cradle, whatever that may be, and the process goes away? I mean, the transistor we've heard is apparently extremely powerful, but it still seems like that's not so likely. Quite a lot of firewalls here. Or whatever wall you want to call it. Which way exactly? Thought we were going left or right? Oh no, we're down below. I see. Oh.
You know what you have to do. What have we got to lose? It's why we're here. Came all this way for a reason. Just get it over with.
It does look like a big transistor, so I suppose it does make sense. What exactly is this cradle?
Look, no matter what happens, just... I love you. You know that, right? It's time. Bye for now. But I will see you again. I will see you again.
You did get cool baseline.
I know you can hear me. I won't let you go. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Let's see. The good news. Well, the process, I think we got it. Contained it. So, the town is going to be all right. It's just, well, someone's going to have to rebuild. But we flew a little close to the flame there, so now we're here, not there. We're stuck. And unfortunately, the only way back that I'm aware of is, well, unpleasant. So.
Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Why, you say? Why, you ask? Well. Let's see what we have here. All of our abilities unallocated, starting from scratch. What would we like to use on this occasion? On this occasion, I think we definitely would like a jaunt. Maybe not in that first spot. Maybe not on that first spot. Just because we've had it on the Y button this entire time, and I'm instinctively going to press the Y button thinking that I'm going to jaunt. So let's maybe not put you there. Let's go, I mean, we've tended to use help aggressively. Not necessarily, well, if we can get Luna out, she is very helpful to us. And, you know, at times there have been encounters in which that's been a little bit difficult if, say, the enemy is numerous or just really good at rushing us down, and giving us very little time to breathe. So there are some times when that's not particularly effective, but maybe we still give it a shot. Maybe we still give it a shot. And then for support on Luna, what happens if we put this on her? Heals her and gives her additional life. I assume this heals her, not heals us. I mean, that'd be great if Luna could heal us. That'd be awesome, but I doubt that's how that works. Void supposedly gives us additional damage, or effectiveness. Yeah, bark damage and friend life. Plus 50%. Compare that to something like what we were doing before. Was it Purge? Bark damage over time? No, I don't think so. Bounce? I think it was Bounce. For bark jumps, that might not be super relevant on this occasion. If we might instead be looking for... I don't think that's going to be super helpful either. Might be looking for just straight up damage, to tell you the truth. Might be looking for straight up damage. And then stun and disrupt targets. Might not be a terrible idea. Alternatively, yeah, no, not the AoE. Saying that's not super helpful. Pull targets out of position. I assume it's the same thing here. Pulls targets in. That might actually be... I don't know. Maybe. Maybe we just keep it at the moment with the Void. Let's go for our next active skill. It has usually been Breach for the big chunks of damage. That may still be our preferred setup here. Yes, there's always, wherever you are, load plus ping, which is big when we do go that route. But I'm not necessarily sure we want to be going that route. You could make a case for that. I suppose you could still make a case for that. As an active skill, 250 damage for 50 turn cost. And then combine that with ping as another skill. Help set that off. We probably want to have something to improve the effectiveness of load, if possible. I mean, Breach has usually been our go-to move, but I think it also can give additional damage. No, it gives additional range. How useful is that? I think load does have somewhat limited range, so there's perhaps something to be said for that. Stun and disrupt. Jaunt is definitely going to be our last skill here. Life stealing, does that work on load? Self-heal 20%? There might be something to be said for that. Then I just want to make sure we still have room to fit in Jaunt here. It is a little bit on the expensive side. Then what were we using for the defensive stuff? Damage resistance and immunity to all slowing effects, that could be useful. But it was... I mean, spawning a copy could be useful as well. What, 2 passive spots is it? We were using Bounce for the shield. That was one thing. We were... I mean, this could be 50. Give us the little copy of ourselves there. We just have a little bit left, but we could gain damage resistance and immunity to all slowing effects. That also sounds like an awfully effective passive ability for just 1 memory slot. So the thing we're doing here is, at least offensively, we are much more limited to just setting up the load and then setting it off with a ping. And that is where all of our direct damage is coming from. And then obviously Luna is going to be a huge source of damage as well. So we are investing very heavily in Luna here, which is a bit of a risk. But we're gonna give it a shot. And our passives are now much better than they were before, because we have a whole bunch of nice things happening there. So I think this will do.
Who gets to go first?
How about
me?
me?
Let's see.
So, in case it wasn't clear, Royce has created a transistor. And now we have a bit of a mirror match, if you will. Us against Royce, 1000 HP, and he's going to use skills much like we are using ourselves. And you just saw him use his turn. When he is planning his turn, we cannot move. Then he will execute his turn, and does it with greatly increased speed, technically not instantaneous. So this can be, as you can probably imagine, a very difficult encounter. However, one of the best ways to make it easier is when Royce is taking his turn, because it is not technically instantaneous, you can actually continue to move and sidestep slightly, ever so slightly, which occasionally can be enough to completely avoid taking damage from his skills. So that is my huge tip for that stuff, and that's also why I wanted to make sure that we had jaunts, because not sure if you have quite enough time to get a jaunt off, but I tried to there, and I think at least between our shield and whatnot that we avoided taking any damage at all. So that's very nice. The question, though, is can we get Luna out here?
Can't cut it alone.
And he's going to trash talk us as well. So I'm sidestepping here. And avoiding most of the damage, although I think he just destroyed Luna. I think he did. One moment, please. No! I'm trying to get enough time to get Luna out here. He did hit us a bit that time. He does also have Jaunt. Actually not sure. There's a chance that his abilities, the abilities that he has access to, are depend on which ones we have access to. There's a chance that, you know, he basically has his own equivalent of our skill set. So as I was saying, we have Luna down, so that's huge, that we actually have the chance to use her now. So if we switch over to her, we will obviously not bark at that random nothingness. No, we're going to backstab him for a lot of damage. So we invested a lot in giving Luna that extra damage. So the reason why I was hesitant to go all in on Luna like that was because I knew that Royce was coming, and he was going to make it very hard for us to have enough time to sneak in the spawning for Luna, because it takes a little bit of time to make that happen, and you can't do it on your turn. But now that we have her out, that's big. And so what we'll do is, for red, we'll dash behind, and we'll... Actually, I'm not sure if there is such a thing as a backstab on load plus ping. Hold on. In fact, we might even want to just be this close anyway, because the range is a little bit limited. Range is a little bit limited. So that was our load. Then we ping it. That might be enough. Or at least on this turn, that's all we can really do, other than just doing a little boop here and there. Oh no! Oh, I guess we can place it. We can fit another load if we really want to, but not sure if that's realistic. Well, if we go double load. No, if we go double load, we won't be able to fit in a second ping, because the only reason we're getting that load in is because we are overdoing it. We're over-exceeding what would normally be the limits of this turn, but I think we definitely at the very least want to make sure that we fit in a ping. He has another second chance, though, as we just saw. We did get rid of his first HP.
Only one of these is good for the return trip. Let's see if it'll be yours or mine.
Our transistor is clearly better than your transistor. Also, fun fact. These things you're seeing down here. These boxes. Trace Bank. Subject, Xian. You recognize that name? Those are the people that we absorbed into the transistor. And I believe they're even numbered or organized in sequential order. Okay, so Royce back here with full HP. After having used one of his second chances, let's backstab him again for huge damage. We are quite far away with red, though. Will we still be able to set up? Is this close enough for our load? Plus our ping. It's really close. It's really close. I think we might want to do one more jaunt in case. Just to play it safe here. And we load. I don't think it matters where we put it relative to him as long as it's close enough to hit him with the explosion. And we don't have any room for other pings to hit him. Impossible! What? It's still up there? Wait, is he about to destroy ours? I mean, kind of convenient if he did. Also indecisive about which direction I wanted to go in there. Yeah, the packet is still there. We apparently, for whatever reason, did not destroy it. It has a very small hitbox, as we've seen with some other abilities, and ping is very, very finicky. So it can be hard to actually hit the target and make it blow up, even though it looked like we had set it up properly to do that. But Luna, of course, is still here, and still able to, theoretically, deal enough damage to take him out. We might even leave it at that, and just not use Red's abilities at all, so we can turn more quickly. If we lose this, can you make a build for the next step? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure this was necessarily the best way to set it up for this step. Voice is back. Tried to set it up for a little more single target damage, because of course it is one enemy and one enemy alone. But yeah, I'm sure there are some really creative ways to go after him where, I mean, you might even be able to just consistently take him out in one turn every time. I mean, we're close to that. We are fairly close to that. Okay, now load. And now we ping the load. Make it go boom. That's definitely hitting him now. Technically place another load if we really want to. Just because we can. Not sure if they actually persist, or how long they actually persist for. Uh-oh. I'm trying to dodge up. Might have avoided a little bit of damage there. I mean, conveniently he's just chilling. No, I was about to take my turn. I was probably too slow to... I did not use it right off the bat. Did he just try to bam us? Just try to say bam? Okay, I really like when you were right next to our packet. That was useful. Also, you apparently got rid of Luna, which I don't like. You're just on the tiniest bit of HP. So I honestly think we just ping you. Because that is enough, especially with the backstab. Just for the BM. More than anything else.
My turn.
Oh, was it though?
Doing this, Red. Reading my mind.
You miss. Oh, is he using the same abilities we are? He might be. That looked like an explosion. Oh, I don't like the stove. Yeah, he is. He is. So we did get Luna off. Wow. I am very surprised. So that's why Luna, when he is getting the attacks in on Luna, he's basically destroying her immediately. It's another one of the subjects we've seen before. We had a packet here once upon a time, but I don't think it lasted that long. I think it might actually make it a little bit harder to target the packet if we put it right on top of Royce, so let's put it a little bit off to the side here. There we go. Pretty sure that's still hitting him. Pretty sure. Maybe we make it a little bit closer. Not right on top of him, but like, bearish. Why is the target load way out there? On what? No, I'm saying like there, and then you ping it there, because that's definitely hitting him. And then you just give him a little boop in the back a couple times because you can. Nice try. Not so good, though. Didn't really work out for you there, I don't think. Because the thing is, he's trying to set off this big one-time explosion because we have the shield. Even if he does pull it off, he's basically just never going to deal any damage to us with that. Also, that is definitely not how we should do that. far from him. That's basically the exact same spot. And we put you down. And we destroy the packet. And that should be enough to take him out here. Technically, we could have pinged him a couple more times. But down he goes.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Can't be. God, please don't be. God, please don't. Ah!
We got away. Red, we got away. Now you're here. And me. And that's it.
There you have it. Royce goes down, even if he used the cradle to create that second transistor so that he could fight us off, but he was unsuccessful. We were prepared. We can read-write access to these blocks. And in doing so, transform them.
This whole town. I guess it's yours now. A blank canvas. And you still have the brush. Better
Remember,
than the Camerata.
that's what Royce said the objective was for the Camerata. Create this huge blank canvas for them to rebuild the city from scratch upon using the transistor, except now the Camerata are gone. We are still standing and we still have the transistor. So perhaps we can do what they were trying all along. And every time we do, the music comes in just a little bit clearer.
So where do you want to start? Head back to your place in High-Rise. Fit some gold walk. Junction jams. All the drinking joints in the canals. What are you thinking?
So we finish the block. Where to next? This is the spot where it all began. On that fateful night.
Hey,
Right here.
oh, look. That's not me. Not anymore. I'm still with you. But I'm not getting out of here. Red? Hey. What are you doing? Wait, what are you doing? Red. Don't you do it. Don't you dare.
written in the stars. You can run, but you can't hide. Try like the moon
And with that,
makes the tides. That silent guide is calling from inside. Pull me here and push me there.
we see the history between Red and the Boxer, the past that they shared together. It was hinted at, but we never really got the chance to see it firsthand.
With no control,
Not until now.
we'll never be apart. I will always find you. Like it's written.
Hey,
Try.
with that, we have Transistor. A dramatic twist at the end, no less, that I think might have also caught a lot of people off guard, but has a different feel to it, a different touch to it, when you really think about how much these two wanted to be together and how they realized that there was no way for them to make it happen. Even after defeating the Camerata, getting the Transistor back, and resetting the city, and gotta love paper boats as well, of course. Like it's written in the stars. They will always find each other. There it is. So, we can begin Recursion, a new game plus, or exit to Shell and basically quit the game. But that's the thing. That's the thing. Royce was the last person outside of Red who was alive. So Red would have been completely alone in Cloudbank. Sure, all the power in the world with that blank canvas and the brush to build everything back, but what does it mean if everyone else is gone, right? And all she wanted more than anything else was to be back with the one that she loved most, the Boxer. And upon realizing that there was no way to do that unless she joined the Boxer in the country, that's why she made her decision. And so I think there were perhaps some people who thought, well, I didn't want that. I want my classic, cheesy, happy ending in which everything miraculously works out fine, even though it doesn't actually make any sense that could be possible. But no, I say it takes a twist that perhaps is not very often seen, and a dark twist at that as well, but one that I think is actually, narratively speaking, very fitting for all those reasons that we just discussed. And I may have said, and I think the point still stands, I do still feel as though just before the end of the game, when we start encountering all the man enemies with their haircuts and their stealth and what have you, that part, to me, remains the low points of Transistor, and the pacing of the game certainly slows down considerably as well once we get to that area where Royce is giving us some lectures quite a bit over time, and there are large sequences in which we just don't have any enemies, or when we do, it's the men. But outside of that, I still think that certainly the first 2/3, or maybe even 3/4 of the game, amazing, absolutely still stand the test of time. And the very end there, with the battle against Royce, awesome. I still love the who should go first? That awkward, okay, we both have transistors. We both know what's about to happen. But how about me? And then, of course, the very end, as we were just saying. All that tied together with the amazing art and the amazing soundtrack, all of which just, I mean, obviously those still absolutely, I think, at least the soundtrack relative to all Supergiant's other games remains my favorite. So many highlights there. I think In Circles, the corrupted version in particular, probably still remains number one, but Paper Boats, can't argue against that. Old Friends, can't argue against that. The amazing nostalgia anytime I hear that song. Gotta love it. And then, I mean, the art as well. I mean, it's just amazing through and through. So that will be that, though, of course. Should we start the recursion to hear voice at the start? I suppose. I suppose we can begin the recursion. At least take a quick look at what that is all about. A quick look. But, of course, I don't intend to go through and do an entire New Game Plus. And you might see why if we poke our head in a little bit and test it out a little bit more. But sure, we'll at least give it a look here. To restart the story, retaining your user level and functions, the process will respond in kind. Begin recursion. So basically, yeah, New Game Plus. Keep your level, keep your abilities, but the process will be a little bit stronger too. So sure, we'll give it a look. We'll give it a quick look.
Hey, Red. We're not gonna get away with this, are we?
It's Red it's Royce this time.
Come on.
Not the boxer. And the sound effect as well, like, what? What the heck was that?
There.
Something is clearly not right.
Sort of.
So yes, it is much as it was before. We still have our abilities. As we were saying,
What a night. You're still in one piece. That's all that matters.
still the same things that we can check out as well. But I at least want to just poke our heads in for one of the encounters.
Found us already. They want you back, I bet.
Because here you see, rather than the initial encounter, which was usually just a simple creep 1.0, it goes straight into creep 3.0, so considerably harder for that reason. Oh, and we, technically speaking, should also make one. Yeah, load, actually. That does still work. And then the, well, I mean, do we want to make sure that we break out this creep before we set off our big combo? That's probably what we should do, technically speaking. Then we set the load, and then we break the load? Okay. Oh, what the heck was that? That was an interesting 360 attack. Should be enough.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, was that about to respawn almost instantaneously? That might have just said 1 second. We were standing right on top of it, so it did still go down. But that's... So the enemy's more difficult. There's a chance that those cells respawn more quickly. But... we go here.
Look, don't fret, just...
This is why I don't like New Game Plus. Because I made it very clear. Whoa, wait, what? I don't remember this. I don't remember that part. That's an interesting little touch. But having the men appear immediately and consistently throughout the entire game, no. Thanks, I've had enough. That's good for me. As I said, least favorite enemy in the game. I think it's one of the key things that drags down the last component of Transistor, and if it weren't for this enemy, I would probably hold the game in even higher regard than I already do. But it's one of the few blemishes, in my eyes, is this enemy and the frequency with which it shows up at the end of the game. So to play New Game Plus with this showing up consistently throughout, no thanks. So that's why when we were starting this playthrough here, despite myself having already played Transistor, I made sure we were doing a New Game Plus, or rather, doing a new game from scratch, not a New Game Plus, because I did not want to have us just encountering man after man after man right from the beginning. So wanted to show you a clean slate what a Transistor run looks like, and I think for that reason the game just plays much better. And I don't even know if I was going to be able to do New Game Plus because it was so long ago that I initially played the game, but with all that being said, that is at least well, the entirety of Transistor the first time around, and a brief little look at some of the differences if you start a New Game Plus as well. At New Game, you can only have Crash and Breach. Oh. Usually you only have Crash and Breach, but since you have so many possibilities here, it gets really confused and just overloads. Yeah, it's a funny little touch. I did not remember that. I remember the men showing up right off the bat. But, I mean, there may be other little twists like that get thrown in here and there, but to me, it's just not worth the juice is not worth the squeeze. Because, I think the highlight is, well, building yourself up over time, becoming more powerful as you acquire more processes, or more functions, rather, and the processes become more powerful as you do, rather than just going straight into, again, what I think is the worst enemy in the game. But that's an aside, because, of course, that's not to take away from what was the original playthrough there, where, as I said, Transistor, I think, on the whole, absolutely still stands the test of time. If you have not played it yourself, I highly encourage you to do so. I think it's on sale somewhat regularly on Steam. I think at full price, it may have been $20. I'm not sure if it is still $20 full price even nowadays. But as I said, I think you can probably get it at least half price somewhat regularly. And certainly at half price, definitely worth giving it a shot. It is the combat, very unique. This whole turn system, which, for you action RPG fans, and I mean even real-time strategy, I mean any just about any gamer, I think it's worth giving it a shot because it is so unique. It is so much fun, and the story, the art, the soundtrack, all amazing. And so I think add all those things together and it gives you a unique package that is tons and tons of fun, which is why to this day I think Transistor has just proved that it still is one of my favorite games. Maybe not quite up there with my absolute favorites, Marduk and Mass Effect, but it's very close behind them. So, and it was a ton of fun to play it again with you all. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the playthrough. In case you're curious and checking out more stuff, we have also done every other Supergiant game, because this was the last one that we did. It was actually the first Supergiant game that I ever played, the one that turned me on to all the other Supergiant games. But before this, we did Bastion. Before that, we kind of did Hades and Pyre simultaneously, kind of, sort of. We are still, to this day, doing multiplayer Pyre every weekend and posting the VODs for that on YouTube, so tons of that stuff if you're interested in checking those things out. And Pyre, the campaign, was actually the very first thing that we ever did on YouTube on this channel, so lots and lots of stuff. All those things are in playlists on YouTube, so you can check them all out if that is of interest. Other than that, as I mentioned just before, we have also done Mass Effect, which is a sci-fi RPG that is my favorite game ever. So that we just finished, a new remastered version of that, the Legendary Edition, so you can check that out too. As well as Marduk, which is also an RPG that is kind of the theme. So those are my favorite games, and that is why I'm so happy to have gotten the chance, the opportunity, to play one of my other favorite games and finish that and share it all with you today. So, thank you again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the playthrough, and as I said, if you have not played Transistor yourself, I highly recommend that you do so too. But, with all that being said, I'll catch you next time.